Hello everyone, my name is Eddie. I want to first thank you for joining me as we go through the fundamentals of Liferay. So let's go ahead and get started and see what topics are going to be made available to us and what are we going to be going through. So let's take a look at the course topics. Right. If you want, you can break this up into 2 days, or if you're feeling very ambitious, you can just watch through, completely up to you. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the normal course would look like if we were actually in person. So starting off here on day number 1, we're going to take a look at what exactly is Liferay DXP. What is this whole digital experience idea, and how does it correspond with users or our customers? From there, we'll then see, well, what exactly is a user or a Liferay user? Being very user-centric, we're first going to talk about how do we bring in a whole bunch of users into Liferay. We typically have these users stored somewhere, so how do we integrate Liferay with that third-party user management system so we can just bring them in? We'll also take a look at, well, how do we create a user in Liferay as well? So how do we get users in to Liferay? They may already exist elsewhere. From there, we have a bunch of users in Liferay. We want to be able to organize and manage them, right? We just don't want a massive list of 10,000 users without having some sort of methodology or system to sort, organize, administrate them, and so on. So we'll talk about how we have a tool in Liferay called Organizations that's going to help us out. We'll also take a look at another tool that helps group users, a tool called User Groups, and we'll talk about the differences between the two, as well as some best tips, best practices of using each one. And then finally, ending our day here on day number 1, we're going to talk about controlling user access. So users in Liferay, we have them organized, but we want to ensure that the users who are able to do something, they're able to do it and nothing more, right? We don't want users to be able to kind of go off on their own and create or delete things whenever they feel like it, right? We want them to be able to do what they need to do. And so in this section, we're going to be talking about what are permissions, how do they work within Liferay, and how to help our users be able to do their everyday tasks by creating a role that allows them to do just that, the real life tasks, their real life job. Day number 2, we're going to go a little bit into digital asset management. We're going to talk about sites. How do we create sites within Liferay and ensure that these sites are not from the 90s, right? We want these sites to be engaging, full of information, and kind of reflecting what we want to speak, what we want to communicate to our customers, our end users, our partners, whoever they may be. So we'll take a look at how do we create a site to be able to communicate and reach our users. From there, we'll then see how we can create digital assets or content within these sites. We'll take a look at a couple different tools that'll help us out. We do have a full-fledged course on content management and digital asset management, so we're not going to go too much into detail since there's a whole nother course that covers that. And then finally, we'll wrap it up in talking about how do we ensure that the digital assets we create are created properly. We're going to take a look at a concept known as workflow, as well as staging, and then finally have an overview of some of the new features here in Liferay Digital Experience Platform version 7.1. So let's go ahead and dive into some of our materials here and get started with our fundamentals.